So entities communicate in many different ways. Like I have this calculator that only works in the light. So I set it on the dining room table near the window so the light could shine on it from outside, the sunlight. And I made sure it said zero several times. I checked it several times, made sure it said zero. And I walked into the living room for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then once I walked back into the dining room to look at the calculator, it said 666. It had the triple six on it. It was no one around to touch the calculator. No one was near it. And, you know, that might have been a message from an entity telling me that I needed to get into a spiritual journey at the time or something. You know, it could mean many things. But one of the most common ways that entities communicate is through eye contact, whether they be the positive, the indifferent, or the more negative entities. They make strong, direct eye contact. Like, one time I woke up and I was set up in bed and looked through the window shades. And as I looked out there was this lady across the street, and she was like dark skinned, like older black woman, and had like a perm in her head. And she had on an all white jogging suit with some white shoes. And she made very strong eye contact and kept a strong, stern face as she looked at me. And we looked at each other, you know, with the strong eye contact for about 5 seconds, and then I closed the shades for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then once I opened them back up, she was gone. Not too long ago, when I was in the basement washing clothes, it was one of the shadow beings again that I talked about in like the previous videos. And this time, you know, I was looking down to put a load in the wash machine, and I just felt this deep hate just consume me. And I knew it wasn't me because I was calm at the time. So, you know, I looked up and I looked through the window, and it was like this little short man. He's like 3-dimensional and everything, like just pitch black. Everything is just black, no facial features, anything. It's just like an outline of a short man, 3-dimensional, pitch black, like the blackest of black that you can imagine. And even though I couldn't see his eyes, I could feel that he was making eye contact with me. And I wasn't afraid or anything, so I just looked at him for a while. And as we just kept looking at each other, his level of animosity just diminished and diminished until it was non-existent, and then he disappeared. And I never seen him again. And you know, the same thing goes for people. You know, when you're in a confrontational situation with a person and you make eye contact with them, it tends to calm them down sometimes. I don't know about all the time, but I know in my personal experience it has. Like, not too long ago, you know, some guys broke into the house, and I seen them come in before they got into the house. I seen them breaking in. So, because I scope out everything, even when I'm in the house, and you know, so I went around and turned off all the lights so they couldn't really find their way around, and I grabbed the knife and stood, you know, at the stairs and prepared for confrontation if it had to come to that. And, you know, one of the guys, he came around the corner and he was coming up the stairs, and, you know, we came in contact with one another. And, you know, he looked like he wanted to, he had hate in his eyes. He looked like he wanted to come up them stairs and get physical. He looked like he wanted to hurt me or something, you know. So I knew I couldn't back down, and we just looked at each other for a while. For about 20 seconds, we just stared into each other's eyes, and You know, he went from here to it. He looked like he ready to kill somebody. To, you know, in a matter of seconds, he looks calm, and he just calmly told everybody else that was with him. Everybody else was around the corner. He just told them to, there's somebody in here, let's go. You know, I mean, it could have went worse, you know. My uncle, he lived here before. You know, they ran up on him with guns, so, you know, at least it ain't come to that. And it was all good. Another time, you know, I was at a train station early in the morning. It's like a notorious part of the city, and it's like groups of people that go around just robbing people and jumping people for no reason, just for fun and shit. And so it's like a pack of wolves, and you know, I ran into one of these groups early in the morning. I was going to a little internship, and I seen them before they seen me, and I knew they was up to no good. But I was hoping they wasn't going to say anything to me or anything. So I'm just walking, and you know, here we, lo and behold, they get to starting some shit. So, you know, one of the guys, he like, what's up? And you know, they start approaching me. And then somebody else like, yo, he's scared, what's up? You know, that's fighting words right there. You got a group of guys like that, and then, you know, it was 3 of them then. The other one was asking me that I had a time. You know, he was saying if I was going to pull out like a cell phone or something and say, yeah, it's like so-and-so o'clock. And, you know, then I would have got jumped and robbed and all of that if I would have pulled out something. But, you know, they walking towards me, they approaching me and all that. So I just stopped and, you know, collect all my senses, and I just adopt the calm demeanor, and I just make eye contact with like all 3 of them. And they made strong, direct eye contact with me. And we just standing there looking at each other, you know, for like a couple of seconds, and then after a while, you know, they go from here, they ready to get hype and all that, to here, to where we having a conversation. And you know, a couple of seconds ago, you know, they ready to fight. And you know, we had a conversation like we knew each other, like we was neighbors or something. We just had a casual chit chat, and you know, they was calm after a while, after we all looked at each other and made eye contact. And then, you know, I just went and got on the train like it was a normal day. And also I have been doing a lot of work in the dark, you know, working with entities, you know, not and really facing them. You know, I took all, like, I don't have a TV or any lights or anything in my room, so at night when it gets dark, it's dark and you can't really see much. So I face whatever comes to me. You know, sometimes it's entities that are coming in and they're roaring, they're growling, coming in roar like real loud, and then you will feel the room just fill up with hate, and you have other entities that are just you feel that they're really hateful and vengeful, and you know, I just sit there, collect my senses, stay calm, and look into their eyes and I can't really see them, but I can feel the eye contact, and I know I'm looking into their eyes, and after a while, just staying calm, they usually just leave, or if they don't leave, I force them to leave. You know, I do what I have to do and get them out of there. And some of them, they'll calm down, and you know, they go from here with and they just talk in like a normal conversation, and they that's actually how they sound. Like they like a type of beast or something. They're not human at all, and it's like they'll calmly come to you. It sounds weird, but they'll calmly come to you and just like talk to you. But when they talk, it's like a growl. That's actually how they communicate. They growl and they speak a certain language and they roar. They speak a foreign language that I can't even understand. All of them, and some of them, they speak different languages depending on what type of band they are. And sometimes they have entities that are just completely, when they come into the room, the whole room just fill up with like a elation, and you feel love and happiness when they come, and they're very positive entities, and they make strong eye contact too. So sitting in the dark and having to face all that, and not being able to really see what's right there, it makes you better prepared to deal with, anything you may come in contact, because you get past all that fear. So I've been working on that with looking at the entities, and I've been also making a lot of eye contact with myself. Practicing in the mirror, looking at myself, for a couple of minutes, and praying to myself in the mirror, or turning off the lights and looking at myself in the dark, making strong eye contact, or lighting a little candles to where I can only see like the outline of my face, and just turning off all the lights and just looking at myself, and that helps too. So eye contact is a very powerful tool when dealing with the entities, because I made the videos at first where I used to be scared of all the things, and I called them demons, and I thought they were gonna get me and all that. But I mean, usually when you have things like that, if you just make direct eye contact with them and don't back down from them and face them, confront them, look them dead in their eyes, and do not let them intimidate you. They leave. They don't really do anything. They leave, or they become calm, and like in my experience, like a lot of these entities, they become calm after a while, and they talk in a civilized manner, and then they leave. So I've been getting past all my indoctrinations of being afraid of things coming and growling, and things sounding a certain way, and different beings being a certain way, and they're demonic and all that. I mean, I don't really worry about what beings are anymore. I just face them. If they're positive, they stay around, and if they're negative, just get rid of them. It's as simple as that. I just like to keep it simple now, but yeah, eye contact is very important. And sometimes you have, and then there's the beings that that are more in a negative vibration. They might come as like little children, or they might come as like a relative or something, and they make the strong eye contact too, but they usually just leave though. I mean, once you get past that fear, they really don't have that power over you. And so I just been dealing with all that, and yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. So man, I'm not really worried about all this stuff. I just deal with them.